Pleased to be joined by the chair of the College Football Playoff Selection Committee, Boo Corrigan. Boo, I think it was pretty easy at the top. A couple of questions about TCU, but everybody loves the inclusion at the end. What carried the day for Ohio State over Alabama? Was it simply that they had one loss and Alabama had two?
Well, I think you look at the big wins as well as part of this, and the win that Ohio State has over Notre Dame, the win they have over Penn State, compare that to Alabama with the wins over Texas, Mississippi State, some other close games. Again, keep in mind that the Michigan game did get away from them, but it was a one-score game early in the fourth quarter. And as we looked at the total body of work that we had, the committee was comfortable with Ohio State at 4 and Alabama at 5.
Okay, then one spot above them, if you look at the entire body of work, and I understand the idea that TCU played overtime game, tough loss to Kansas State yesterday. You could probably pretty easily make a football judgment that Ohio State was deserving of moving up. So why TCU 3 and Ohio State 4?
Again, you're looking at body of work. We talked earlier in the year about being maybe a little bit more balanced in their defense, and you look at the last 5 games, I believe they're giving up about 20 points a game on defense. The way that game flowed yesterday and their ability to come back and their ability to play the way they do, Max Duggan, what a warrior to go through the game the way he did, to put them in a position to take the game not only to overtime but a chance to win that game. And again, as a committee, we looked at it in full body of work. A lot of respect for Kansas State in that room as well. That win kind of won the day for TCU to be the number 3 team.
Okay, what impact did avoiding a rematch of Michigan and Ohio State in the semifinals have on the discussions?
It really wasn't discussed as we went into it. Our goal was to get the top 4 teams right and make sure that we believe that, you know, Georgia number 1, Michigan number 2, TCU number 3, Ohio State number 4, for the reasons I was just talking about with regards to TCU and Ohio State. Again, our goal was to get the right 4, ultimately the right 25 as we go through this, and make sure we got them in the right order regardless of matchups and conferences and the rest of it.
Okay, so I just want to be clear. So no one in the course of this discussion ever said, let's stay away from the Michigan-Ohio State rematch, at least in the semifinals. That was never uttered in the room.
It was not talked about in the room. Again, we were looking at getting the right 4 teams. And as we went piece by piece by piece, we ended up in the order that we did with TCU 3. And again, based on the body of work over the course of the season.
What about margins of loss? In terms of TCU, their loss being in overtime, and you mentioned Ohio State was more competitive for the majority of that game against Michigan than some have given them credit for since the final score got away. How much of an impact was margin of loss for TCU losing by field goal in overtime and Ohio State losing decisively in the end?
Well, again, I think as you look at it and you're evaluating the whole game, I mean, we're not evaluating the first half or just the second half. We're looking at the totality of the game. And as you look at that, TCU and Kansas State, you know, kind of led down that road, if you will, with TCU coming back yet again, you know, taking the field goal earlier in the game, makes it an 8-point game. Then they score the touchdown, get the 2-point conversion to send it into overtime. And later in the game with Ohio State, Michigan, as the game was an 8-point game, you saw Michigan pull away. And while it's, you know, the margin was greater, it's certainly you're trying to look at the game in its entirety and then, again, push that forward into the whole body of work by the season.
All right, but one last quick question here. If Ohio State and TCU played, Ohio State would be favored. In that room, how loud was the voice that, I know, I understand, Ohio State's better than TCU? Obviously, it didn't come out that way, but how much of a discussion was it that maybe some in the room felt like the Buckeyes were better?
Yeah, our goal in that room is to beat it around the best we can. There's 13 of us in there using our football judgment, and ultimately we want to make the right decision. So sure, people are talking about it from every side to make sure that we ultimately come to the right decision, and that decision was TCU at 3 and Ohio State at 4.
Boo, yeoman's work. We appreciate you joining us. I'm sure we'll talk to you a little bit later on in this 4-hour extravaganza. Once the entire rankings are released, we've got 1 through 6 up there. We'll show 7 through 25. And all of the New Year's 6 bowl matchups that you guys work on, the ones that are available to you to work on with the contracts, we'll unveil a little bit later on in the show. Boo Corrigan, thanks a lot, Boo. Boo Corrigan, chair of the College Football Playoff Selection Committee, is back with us. Boo, we talked earlier about the 4 teams that the committee put into the playoff, but the committee's work's not necessarily done then, although this year fewer spots to fill. What was the process for you guys in terms of ranking teams, which ultimately wound up sliding into New Year's 6 games?
You know, as we looked at it, we want to make sure, and those of you who have been through the mock understand, you know, that we spend a good amount of time on the top 4, but we also spent so much time making sure we get all of the top 25 right and looking at it and evaluating it. And it was interesting. This process, you know, only 2 of the top 4 teams are conference champions and won their conference championship game. Usually it's 3 or 4, so you got to look at that. And then you also have the teams that, you know, played this past weekend, won, and then they move up. So it was an interesting process for sure.
In terms of looking at this holistically and from a future standpoint, I know we're ultimately going to do away with divisions. You're the athletic director at NC State. The ACC's already announced that they're on their way to doing that. What is this? How instructive has this been to you about how much value should be placed on winning conference championships as opposed to the evaluation put forth by the committee every week?
Well, I think it is really important because it shows your body of work as you've gone through it. And, you know, the idea, and as you alluded to, Rece, we're going to go away from divisions in the ACC. The idea of that, you know, Clemson-Florida State game would have been a really telling game this year as you look at it. All credit to North Carolina for winning their division and getting there. But, you know, in total, as you look at it, you know, those championship games do mean something. It shows the body of work, and I think we showed that in our rankings.
As you go down, and the highest ranked team from outside the Power 5 conferences, a group of 5, Tulane won the American, and they got in. How would you characterize, say, the evaluation of Tulane and the evaluation of the other 2 teams from outside, the other 2 champions, UTSA and Troy, who also made the rankings? They're not close necessarily in rankings, but in terms of the evaluation of schedules and placement in the standings.
Well, you look at UTSA as a tough loss, or a loss to Texas, a loss to Houston. Troy has that early season loss to Ole Miss, and then you know, I think y'all alluded to it earlier, the incredible Hail Mary, where the guy catches the ball on the 5-yard line, and then in turn runs in. For the winning score for App State. And then you look at Tulane in the big win they had over Kansas State, at Kansas State. Additional loss to Southern Miss, but again, 2 wins over UCF, and just in our eyes continue to grow and move up the charts, if you will, as the season went on.
Yeah, Tulane able to avenge that earlier loss against UCF, win the conference championship yesterday. So, Boo, thanks a lot for being with us. I'm sure the plans include for a little relaxation, at least for a day or so coming up.
Yes, I certainly hope so. But before I go, I just want to thank y'all for all you do for college football. It's really great. And, you know, the game day experience and everything that y'all do is really appreciated.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it, too. You've been very gracious with your time throughout the course of the season. And we look forward to seeing you at some point during the playoff.
All right, look forward to it. Thanks.
All right, there is Boo Corrigan, chair of the College Football Playoff Selection Committee.
Thank God.